Hi and welcome to the fourth episode in this Meridian series. This series is based around the meridians of the body drawn from traditional Chinese medicine theory. Today we are working on the lung meridians. So we're going to be focusing a lot on the upper body today. And if you'd like to check out any of the episodes so far, we have so far covered the kidneys, the liver and the heart. Okay, so when you're feeling ready, we are going to first come onto our front, so into a little tabletop position. If you do have a pillow or a bolster around, then just draw it nearby, but we don't need it just yet, so push it out of the way so you have enough space. We're going to draw the shins to the floor, the hands directly underneath your shoulders just for a minute, and just arrive here on the mat. When we say arrive, it means just taking notice of how your body feels. Take note of your breath. Observe your energy, how your emotions are. Observe where your thoughts are at, how fast they're coming and the nature of them. Just allowing yourself to become completely present in your body, in your energy, in the moment. When you're feeling ready, we are going to plant our elbows down where our palms currently are. So we lower down like so. We spread our fingers wide and we're going to sink our hips up and back as if someone has hooked your hip creases and is pulling you gently back. You could rest down your forehead here, or if it feels right for you to do so, you could look forwards and rest your chin down. This is a lovely pose for opening out the chest, whilst allowing a little bit of compression through the lumbar spine and through the neck and shoulders. Allow yourself to relax into it, switching off your muscles. It's very tempting to resist the pose, resist gravity, to try and control how deep we go. But in Yin, we'd like to lean more into the energy of surrender. Just allow gravity to sink you deeper. Observe where you can naturally become heavier, where you can sink. Observe where feels heavy and where feels light, where feels restless and where feels rested. Observe areas of warmth or coolness, areas where energy may feel stagnant or moving. The start of your practice might feel uncomfortable, not just the intensity of the pose, but more that transition of yang to yin energy. The mind is often very yang, very in the energy of doing, reacting, responding. The energy itself is often in the energy of yang. Energy of movement. So when we bring the body into this stillness, when we ask the mind to be a little bit more still, a little bit more silent, it can feel really uncomfortable. We just observe that. We never allow ourselves to sit through pain or discomfort if it doesn't feel right for your body. We don't want to feel any sharpness. But we do allow ourselves to sit with and breathe through intense sensations of stretch. That overall warmth. When you're feeling ready, slowly coming up just a little bit, we're going to thread our left arm underneath the right side of the body and relax down onto the upper outer shoulder. Because we are completely relaxing down here, it might feel nice for you to guide your legs a little bit wider so that you can completely soften. You might even want to draw that right hand a bit closer so that you can soften your head into that hand so you're completely rested. Switch off the left arm. In Yin, we use deep stretch, compression, and areas of stress on the body to begin to release tension from the physical body, to place and apply pressure on the meridian system, to release away tensions and emotions that we hold. Just like how when we are having a massage, we often need to apply that intense pressure into an area of tension, holding down your thumb into a knot until it unravels. It's similar for the body. When we are in Yin, we come into a pose, and even when it feels intense, we relax into it. As long as it feels right for our body. When you're feeling ready, we slowly make our way up. We're going to transition onto the other side. So we thread that right arm underneath the left side of the room and we gently relax down onto the upper outer arm. It's normal for your mind to wander. In Yin, we use the body as a vessel. When we bring the body into stillness, eventually the mind and the energy follow. It takes time, so we place no pressure on when we arrive there. But as long as the body is in this state of surrender and allowing, eventually the energy follows into that yin-like essence as well. The mind wandering provides us with an opportunity to simply observe where the mind naturally wanders to. And it gives us an opportunity to strengthen that habit of once we're aware that the mind has wandered, We observe, and without pushing the thought away, without pulling the thought in, we simply return to present. We shift our focus back to the physical sensations we feel, back to the breath. If you find a specific thought feels a bit harder to simply let go of and come back to present, try drawing your awareness to the face muscles, softening them down. The forehead, the jaw, the eyebrows, the eyelids. Often when specific thoughts come in and they feel heavier or more attached, we'll begin to carry a little bit of face tension or shoulder tension. So simply softening down those physical areas can release the thought away without us even trying. When you're feeling ready, slowly making your way up, and we're going to come onto our backs. So once we're on our back, we're going to target the side body. So we send the arms all the way up and back, and we're going to take hold of the opposing elbow. Drawing the arms back, allow them to become heavy. Step both legs over towards the bottom left corner of your mat, and both arms to the top left corner of your mat. This pose is one of the, it looks easy, but it's actually quite tricky to stay in place. So if you find that your leg keeps sliding back to center, you can hook your left leg over the top of your right leg, or vice versa, some people prefer. It's all about what feels right for your body. In Yin, there's no such thing as the perfect pose, the correct aesthetic. It's all about tapping into how you feel in your present moment, working around your own body, what feels right for you. Soften where you can. The back body is completely held and supported by the floor beneath you. The front body breathes easily into the space around you. There is nothing for you to do other than exist and be here. Allowing yourself to be present, to observe the sensations running up the side body, to observe the expansion and contraction of the breath and how it moves differently when we're in a pose like this. Observe the right side of the body being nourished with every single breath. The lung meridian has a lot to do with spaciousness. And in a pose like this, we can really tap into that notion of expansion, opening, creating space within your body by releasing away the old, releasing tension from the shoulders, all the way down through the side body, down to the hips, down through the outer thighs, Yin is like a moving meditation. We're constantly in that state of observing, of awareness, being rather than doing, existing and watching. Listening to the thoughts without projecting, full of acceptance, but not responding. When you're ready, we come back through center and just spend a moment here in center. Breathing deeply. Yin can be quite an accessible way to enter into that meditative state. Accessible because it takes less mental discipline and a little bit more physical discipline. So rather than having to keep becoming aware of when the mind has wandered, often the physical sensations will keep grabbing your attention and your awareness. Keep reminding us that we have wandered away from present. That's because the sensations that we aim for in Yin are around a 7 out of 10. The poses might look easy or gentle, but we're coming to the very edge of our ability. We're going to the point where we can't really go much deeper, where gravity naturally drops us to. And just committing to stillness. We're not surpassing our point of comfort, but we're not shying away from our edge either. As we breathe, you might notice an ebbing and flowing of intensity. But regardless, that intensity is often there. You can almost feel the dissipation of tension. As long as we remain soft and passive in the body. It's normal for your mind to wander. Just as within meditation, we don't become frustrated at the mind for wandering. We don't step back into that energy of yang or doing. This means we don't need to remind ourselves later of where the mind wandered to. We don't need to put a pin in anything. All the thoughts that we experience are simply part of our present moment. They don't need to be carried with us into the future. We don't need to dissect them or respond. We don't need to delve deeper or give them any more time. Your time on your mat is for you, the observer self, the one that is watching but is not connected to the brain or the body. The thoughts don't reflect anything on who you are. You are just the consciousness in Yin. You are the awareness of the thought, not the one who created the thought. In other ways, Yin is a little bit more challenging than regular meditation because we are releasing tension from our physical body. It's normal for the mind to wander towards these places of emotion or tension. When we're ready, we come back through center and we're going to gently peel our way up and grab our bolster if we can. And we must move slowly here. So pay attention to how your body's feeling. If it feels right for you just to spend a moment upright, allowing the shoulders to be heavy here, then we do so. Like so. It might might feel nice just to allow that heaviness, allowing the sensation of movement through that area, because the next pose includes having the arms up overhead again. In Yin, we call this a counter pose. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just 30 seconds to 1 minute or so, sometimes more, of just allowing the blood flow, the physical body to feel a little bit normal. But more so, it's focusing on the meridian system. We're thinking about the energy flowing through that area. When we have just been compressing or stressing or deeply stimulating that area, when we come into our counter pose, there's a surge of energy through those areas. And you can almost feel it sometimes, that warmth or coolness or movement. Sometimes it can feel like liquidy, juicy. Okay, when we're feeling ready, we're going to come into our supported fish pose. So we'd like this bolster to be right at the bottom of the spine. The hip bones are on the ground, and you can start off with the arms down by your side here, like so, or you can go straight into arms up and overhead. Do what feels right for your body here. If we do have the arms wide, then you might feel this lovely stretching sensation across the front of the body, which is going to tap into the heart and lung meridians. But if we do draw those arms back, then we'll be focusing mostly on the lung meridians in a more intense way. Allow a softness through every muscle in your body. Just as the poses start off feeling intense and often end feeling a lot more enjoyable, a lot more comfortable, the same can often be said for the practice itself, for the silence, for the stillness of the poses. As we enter more and more into that yin-like state, the physical body guides the rest of the self into that same yin-like energy. We might have started the practice with the mind being in the future or the past, the hypothetical. But we often end the practice feeling a lot more present, a lot more aware of each passing present moment. We might have started the practice needing a little bit more external noise, a little bit more distraction. But in Yin, when we learn to sit with discomfort, things like uncomfortable emotions, uncomfortable silence, without pushing thoughts away, without pushing feelings away, yet without indulging in them either. This often means we feel a little bit more comfortable looking inwards, rather than needing that external noise. Going into the rest of your day, you'll probably find that you feel a bit more comfortable with silence, with stillness, with observing where you're at in the present. In Yin, there is no right or wrong with regards to the poses, as long as it feels okay for you. Similarly, it's the same with the energy and with the thoughts. However you arrived on the mat was absolutely perfect, and however you are leaving the mat is absolutely perfect. You do not need to change anything. You do not need to be anything other than exactly as you are. We give ourselves that complete permission to just stop trying. Instead, we just exist. We need that balance. Because in our day-to-day lives, often the yang energy, the energy of doing and evolving, growing and changing, it can take over. And in that, we often forget how perfect we are in the present. We can forget to enjoy the moments in the present. When you're feeling ready, float your arms down by your side, and we're coming into our Savasana, the ultimate counter pose. So we shift our body up, send our bolster away. You could do a creative Savasana, maybe your legs up the wall, maybe your hips on the bolster, or we can just do our traditional Savasana, arms down by our side, legs out long, body heavy. Draw an inner smile. Allow a softness from the crown down to the toes. Observe how your body feels so heavy and so light at the same time. Observe the stillness of your body. Observe the vibration of energy within you. This will be different day to day. Maybe you're hyper aware of the areas that we've just worked. The armpits, the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Maybe they feel fuzzy and buzzy. Or maybe you're more aware of one of the chakras. Maybe you have a bit of a whirring in the root, through the tummy, through the solar plexus, through the heart, through the throat, through the third eye and crown. Maybe one side of your body feels a little bit more active than the other side. Just pay attention to what you feel, where you feel it. We're not dissecting or trying to work out why the body is feeling a specific way. We're just observing. Observe the ballooning of the belly. Observe the rise and fall of the chest. Observe the expansion and contraction of the back. Release tension through the forehead, through the jaw, through the lips, down the neck, down the shoulders, down the arms. The fingertips are soft. The lower back is heavy. The glutes are disengaged. Each leg completely heavy. The feet fall outwards. Every body or every part of your body is soft and heavy. The blood flows freely and easily through you. Life force flows easily and freely through you. Observe if the body feels weightless. Observe where the body feels held by the mat. Observe where the body expands into the space around you. Observe the heartbeat in your chest center. Observe your belly ballooning, expanding and contracting. Observe the softness of the body. When you're feeling ready, as slowly as you can, we draw both legs into a bend. We flatten the spine down and we roll onto one side, making your way gently up into a comfortable seated position. We draw the hands towards one another in Anjali Mudra. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me.